Tim Hudak practices the politics of division.
His platform is vague and his numbers don't seem to add up.
And goes beyond oversimplification to outright manipulation.
And refuses to tell the truth.
Tim Hudak is taking Ontarians for a ride and offering nothing but smoke and mirrors.
Tim Hudak and the Ontario PCs. Risky change we can't afford.
Tim Hudak also steals babies and kills kittens. Yes, if you'll believe that, then you will believe what the Working Families Coalition's message is. They are, of course, the union-backed group which spends millions of dollars on attack ads aimed at Conservatives, including Tim Hudak, and they are now suing the Ontario PCs for defamation over statements that apparently made it onto the PC website that says the Working Families is an agent to the Liberal Party. So, it's a little rich, don't you think? Let's bring in Christina Blizzard to chat about the new technique Liberals seem to be using to shut up their opponents. It's called libel lawsuits.
Yeah, Alex, this comes hot on the heels of the $2 million lawsuit that Premier Kathleen Wynne launched against Tim Hudak a couple of weeks ago over the OPP probe into the deleted emails. So this just, seems to be a pattern of, lawsuits aimed at shutting down the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, it's well known within media circles anyway. It's starting to get out there in the public that the Working Families Coalition is made up of 13 of the most powerful unions in the province of Ontario, and that they do a lot of dirty work for the Liberals Party simply doesn't have to, because they launch all these attack ads, and therefore someone like Ms. Wynne or the former Premier Dalton McGuinty could have just hidden behind that, and they don't have to put out those ads because they've already got people doing it for them.
Well, exactly, because negative advertising, of course, is a double-edged sword in that, it smears the person who's doing the attacking as much as the attacked sometimes. It also frees up advertising dollars. If you have a third party doing all your advertising, that frees up more advertising money for you, because, of course, there are rules and regulations about how much parties can spend during an election on advertising.
Yeah, I mean, the PCs have put out a website linking the inner players of the Working Families Coalition to party members within the Liberal circles. So I guess their allegation is that the PCs are making it look like they get kickbacks. But the questions must be asked.
Well, it seems really absolutely, pot and kettle black at this stage, where you have the working families who have since 2003, since the 2003 election with Ernie Eves, who you'll probably remember that, not this time Ernie ad, which, portrayed Ernie Eves to be a rather sleazy character, when in fact Ernie Eves is a very honorable kind of guy. So, for them, they have portrayed every Conservative leader from Ernie Eves to John Tory and now to Tim Hudak in a very unfavorable, unsavory kind of light for working families now to be suing the PC party really is a bit rich.
Yeah, and so what's their goal into doing this? Because I really question Kathleen Wynne's logic in launching her libel suit, because it just keeps the news in the headlines. So this will only, I think, draw attention to the Working Families Coalition for people to delve a little deeper to see the links between the two.
Yeah, well, of course, I talked to the lawyer yesterday, the lawyer for Working Families, Paul Cavalluzzo, who said what the point they're trying to make, or the key part of the lawsuit is they question, they're saying that it's not true, the message on the PC website which links working families to the Liberal Party. They say that is not true, and it's defamatory, which raises the issue, is it defamatory to be linked to the Liberal Party? I guess the thing is that it would be contrary to election law if there were a link. But it's, it really, at this point, it seems a little, to me, it really sort of smells of libel chill, along with the other lawsuit of Premier Kathleen Wynne. These are, big, strong, powerful people who dish out a lot of criticism but don't seem able to take any.
Yeah, and so I guess they think that they can put the chokehold on their opponents by, uttering the words libel. These suits won't get into a courtroom, and they're very hard to prove. Do you get the sense that the PC party is going to back down? Because I'm getting the sense these days that they're becoming emboldened by this.
Oh, exactly. The message I got from Jay McKenna, the Burlington MPP, who responded on behalf of the Conservative Party yesterday, told me, no, that absolutely. They believe that that's their job as part of the loyal opposition, is to raise issues such as this, and they will continue to do this as they will continue, as Mr. Hudak and his energy critic Lisa McLeod said that they will continue to raise the issue about the deleted emails. So no, the message I got is that they are not going to take anything off their website, and they will continue to push ahead.
Yeah, and on their website, it's Working Families Coalition Exposed, if any of you want to go out there and take a look at it for yourself. But the PCs have laid it all out there for you, of the players behind the scenes, how the ads go, who's linked to what kinds of laws have been passed coincidentally, despite the fact that they say it's not a coincidence, it's just, whatever, or it's just a coincidence. But the lady doth protest too much, I think, in this case.
I think so. I think they need to grow up, and perhaps if you're, understand that if you're going to dish it out, you need to learn to take it.
Yeah, I get the sense we could very well be going to an election in the next 4 to 5 weeks here in Ontario. Is it going to be one of the uglier ones that we've seen?
Well, I think that's what these lawsuits are all about. I think almost certainly we will be in an election very soon. Clearly, everyone now is pointing, the guns are pointing towards Tim Hudak because, of course, recent polls have been showing that he would probably form a majority government if an election were held within the next couple of weeks. So certainly I do see that this is going to be a very ugly, very nasty election. And I think it's, anyone's game.
Yeah, and we've seen these kinds of numbers for Tim Hudak in the past, double-digit numbers, and those numbers disappeared once the election got underway. I mean, polls can change on a dime, as you well know, Christina. So I'm sure the Hudak team is being particularly careful about putting any stock into the numbers. It's going to be a hard battle, all three on the ground.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's anyone's to win and anyone to lose. I think any one of the three parties could come in last. It's that volatile. I believe the political scene in this province is very volatile right now. It's anyone's to win and anyone's to lose.
Although, interestingly, I've put up some posts lately on my Facebook just to get some feedback about voting for the Liberals and who on earth could be doing it. And a lot of union people are not actually supporting them this time. They're saying, I am a union person and I can't even bring myself to support the Liberals.
Well, yeah, I think that the tide has turned a lot of people with some very high-profile scandals, such as the gas plants, such as the deleted emails, such as Orange. I think a lot of people have buyer remorse about re-electing the Liberals in 2011. I think a lot of people are saying, "Bring it on! Let's we'd like to see a change." Yeah. And I think people are, even union people, are ready to move on.
Yeah, well, they're certainly not going to move on to behind Tim Hudak. They'll certainly maybe put their support behind Andrea Horwath. So it'll be interesting to see how their ad campaign rolls out over the next few weeks. You'll be starting to see these ads. I saw some Kathleen Wynne's ads over the weekend playing predominantly in the primetime lineup. So there's no question we're already in election campaign mode.
Oh, yeah. And we saw in the Niagara Falls by-election what they fear most is the Liberals, I think, only polled about 19% of the vote. The Liberals fear that the NDP, of course, won that riding. They'll probably have a hard time holding on to it. But what they fear is that replication outside of Toronto. Yeah. Liberals are very weak, and, they could go right over the edge of the falls.
Well, if Toronto could take its head out of its rear ends, then maybe they'll see the anger that the folks outside of Toronto are feeling these days. I'll save my predictions for another time. Christina, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
All right.